So I was lucky enough to get gifted from Arrtx their alcohol markers. So we're going to use those today. I'm going to open them up and I'm going to start working on this right here. So let's get started. So I was able to get this, and this does come with a lot of colors. Now, I'm going to do some swatches because thank God, this actually does come with the swatch thing here. So I'm going to do the swatches, and then I'm going to show you guys the swatches. I'm going to do a few with you, and then I'm going to go back. Oh, also wanted to show you. So they actually gave me this. This is available on their website. It's really cool. So it's supposed to be, it's marker paper. So you got, and it has a fair bit of sheets. So if you guys want to try that, I would. So these markers have two sides. I'm going to show you the sides. It has this broad tip, and it has the brush tip. So we're going to use the brush tip for this pale yellow. And now we're going to see how it layers. Oh, wait. Oh, good. Okay. The paper they give you is also marker paper. All right, so there's one and there's two. I mean, I'm going to go and I'm going to do these right now. I'm going to do all of these first, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about some of the markers, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to record me going through all these swatches. I think it's just a little bit pointless. So I'll get back to you when I'm done. All right, so I swatched all of these. You guys are going to find this a little bit funny. So I forgot that the alcohol markers that they were sending me were their pastels. And like, I always wanted good pastel alcohol markers. I'm not saying that they're difficult to find, but I have a hard time finding specific ones that I'd like. So the problem with this is that when I send this to Arrtx, the 66 does not come with this one right here. It is missing. I went and checked over it, and I had my husband check over it, and it actually comes with two of these. Ignore this, I messed up here. But it comes with two of 163 after we did a double check. So I really like these markers. I think that they're cool. And I have to show you also what I did, so hold on a second. Okay, so this is also something I did, which I didn't realize. I wanted to color this for you guys today. This is my character Ace, and okay. So I was under the impression that I was getting a different set of markers in my brain, and these ones here, I had intentions on him having tan skin and purple hair, but unfortunately, because I got the pastels, I was like, oh, well, I'll just use different things that I have and I'll just do that. No. That did not work at all either, because I ended up picking up so many different other markers and colored pencils that I was like, okay, clearly I can't use this. So there's almost no point to bothering doing. I'll just have to draw something else. So I'll show you guys what I drew. Let me get this up here. So it's my character Advenia. This is my first time having ever drawn her, and you guys are going to watch me color her today, so I guess let's get to it. So Advenia is really, really pale because in Solstice it's like, I think kind of like Russia in a way, where it's cold and it's like very high north, like maybe, I wouldn't say quite Siberia, but it's pretty chill up there. And I wanted her to be like blonde hair with pale features. And I saw on Ayoop, she did like this thing with markers, alcohol markers, and she used like a pink color to denote like shadows underneath, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna use the same thing. And even though I swatched all these, I did have a hard time figuring out what colors to use. And to be honest, I probably should have focused on swatching, doing more tests to figure out what colors I wanted before I did this, but I don't really know what I was doing. I am very much let's go with the flow, let's figure out the colors as we go type of gal. Even though I've never colored this character before, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted. But for now, I've taken a page out of the other creator's book, and that's what I'm doing, because from what I saw, she did this thing where she laid down the pink first for this blonde character, and then she overlaid it with gray. And since there isn't really a gray, there was like a purplish gray. And that's where you see me kind of using it right here to denote like the darker parts of the character. Before, I guess you have to layer markers. I still feel like, even though I am very new to alcohol markers, I am terrible. I'm absolutely terrible at trying to figure things out. And now I'm going through with the skin color. I believe it is the lightest beige, or the second lightest beige, which is like the 27 color. I just wanted to say that these colors go on very creamy, and thank God there's no like pumping or shaking or anything. And it's flexible to line and color, because I love the brush tip. And the other tip is great too. I feel that they're like full of pigment, and I have not tried these on canvas or wood, but it does say that these are really good on canvas and wood. I think these are great for beginners, and if people are looking to get some alcohol markers that are not too badly priced, like, this is a great spot to start your alcohol marker journey. And I already started making mistakes, because you see where I like did the middle and the ring finger there. I actually wasn't supposed to do that, because those were supposed to be colored by her, like the thing that goes over her fingers, because they were supposed to be like her two fingers there were supposed to be darker with the glove. You can't really see that I did that, because I realized, oh, I'm not going to be able to see this if I paint it over. And it was like one of the last things I ended up doing here. But for now, I'm just trying to kind of fix, maybe soften that the purples that I added, because they were too dark. And I was trying to add a little bit of shadows. I feel like there needs to be a proper tutorial on how to color things when it comes to like alcohol markers. All these people have crazy methods of doing alcohol markers, but I can't seem to find anything that is very beginner friendly, especially if you have a bunch of markers. So I have lots of colors and lots of markers, but I don't have lots of tutorials. So to be honest, if you have a tutorial that you have used that has been successful for you, please leave it down in the comments below. I could use them. Arrtx has been very nice to me. They sent me this, and so far I love them. And not only that, it's really hard to find pastel colors in most kinds of markers. So if you're looking for really good pastels, these are great. Here you can see for Advena's hair, I am going over it with purplish grayish marker. I wish that this set had more grays and maybe some different other colors. Maybe I'm just being really bougie right now, because I just want one color of every type of color. So I'm never satisfied just getting the one type of thing. And I'm sure you guys know that I am looking for the elusive, perfect blue-gray, which I have yet to find in any kind of color or marker or paint or whatever, because the character that I want to use it for is my character Kaitswa. You guys have seen her in another video where I was talking about how to build water in your worlds for world building. You guys can see that here or somewhere at the end of the video. And for that, I used a bunch of different like blues and grays, and I just can't seem to find the right one, because it's like, what I'm looking for is something that I found as like a color swatch, right? It's called Kaleidoscope, and it was a color that came out like a while ago, and I used that specific color. It's like the perfect shade of blue gray. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. As you can see right here, it's like it's definitely blue. It's like, maybe I think it leans a little bit more gray than blue, but it's definitely still blue. I want to say it's like, maybe it's a mix of 50-60 or 70-30. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure where the line is, but I feel like it's very tight there. Sorry to get off track, but back to this. Sorry. I started to use some other markers that I needed to finish up the piece. I had so many pastels that I needed to bring in some dark colors. Solstice's colors are gold, light blue, and gray, like with white too. So that's the colors that are on the flag. And Vina is a nun. Well, she's, oh my god, there's a special word for her. It was like the premiere, or I don't even know how to say it. Let me see if I can find the word. Now, coming back, I found that it is called Piori. World, it means like prioress, instead of like, I wanted, like, you know how they have Monsignor? I wanted something similar, but for like women. I am now going in with this cobalt blue-ish color. It was the closest thing I could get to, like, I'm so dumb when it comes to doing this type of stuff, because I just pull out the colors willy-nilly and then go, that looks good. And then, like, the thing is it doesn't match my Kaiswa picture. It kind of does, but I didn't realize that it doesn't match until I got this. So it is what it is. So now I'm using purple because I have intentions on coloring the under part with a gray. So I thought this was probably going to be a good purple color. And as you can see, I'm going in with the gray that I got here, and the gray goes on smooth. These are, you know, part of the Arrtx markers, and they're they're really fantastic. They're really fantastic. If you guys want to support me or the channel, could you please subscribe? That'd be super awesome. And I also put stuff over on my Patreon, which is my full res art of this and parts of my story that's from my light novel. It would be really great if you could go over there and subscribe to that. There's a $1 and a $5 tier. So, well, not $5, $6. I will see you over there. But anyway, so I'm almost done doing this gray stuff. And I decided, kind of last minute, that I was going to make her have this mask. In the picture that I chose originally, it was something else. And I've never colored a gem before, traditionally. So I was looking up a bunch of stuff, and then I just kind of had to make do with what I had, because there's a lot of tutorials that teach you how to do circular gems. They show you like coloring books and stuff, but they don't really show you how to make something like a gem and make it look good. So I found one thing that was almost useful, but it had to do with using colored pencils, and I was like, no colored pencils. I want to do it only with markers, and then maybe acrylic thing on top of it. So I did a lot of blending here because Advenia is supposed to be like, girl, you know, she's supposed to be the top of the top, and she's supposed to be reflective of all the other nuns there. And the way that I have it is, okay, so these gems are supposed to be not all seeing eyes, but it's supposed to be like she's blinded, right? So she can't actually see through this. All of the nuns in Solstice wear these headpieces, but only she has the one with the third on top, and they're gems. They're like sapphires or whatever, are representative of them blinding themselves and to make other people feel comfortable because they can't see the eyes of the nun or the priest, because it's supposed to be like no judgment, because if they can't see you, they can't judge you, and it keeps the other person who would be admitting to whatever from feeling judged, because no one can see into their eyes, right? So all they get is these gem eyes that don't really look at them. And I thought that was a really interesting little thing to add on, because I don't know, I wanted something to where people wouldn't be like noticing their eyes. They'd be, you know, feeling judgment free. So now I'm headed over to drawing with this dark orange color. And this is another thing where I made a mistake. Now what I wanted was I wanted a bright marigold. Originally what I wanted something a little lighter or a little darker, but I figured she should be special, and I have a feeling that if I redraw her, I'm going to have to definitely go back and redraw her with maybe some different colors, because the gold is great, but it's not what I wanted. And on top of that, when you color over the gold, it doesn't even change the gold at all. It's basically the same thing. I just wanted to say, I know that I ramble a lot in my videos, And I ramble a lot because when I do these videos in particular, I have to talk after the fact. And I am really, really bad, even though I am speeding up the process by a lot so I can talk faster, because I am so nervous actually talking to you guys about not only my process of how I do things, but while the video is also playing in the background, that's really stressful for me. I feel like I watch all these artists who are so amazing and they have no problems talking. I don't know if they do or they don't, but it feels like they don't. Just talking on here, there's like a deep anxiety in my chest where I feel uptight because I couldn't really think of a script on what to say for, 28 minutes? Because it's just a really long time to keep talking. I wanted to tell you guys about how much I not only love being an art YouTuber and, finally getting a little bit of people to see my art, because no one really looked at my art when I was younger. You know what I mean? And my art was for me and to hide it from the world because I was so shy about it. And now putting it on YouTube for people to judge and say whatever they want, it's just a different experience, hopefully. That's why I would suggest, like, if you're thinking about being a YouTuber, just, send me a business email if you're on the edge and you don't know what to do, or come to my Discord. Okay. This is just friendly advice, because you end up getting some cool stuff, but also you end up like sitting here like I am right now, struggling when there's really nothing to struggle over, because there's only so much I can talk about my piece of artwork. I would really love to talk about Advenia some more. So when I started to draw her, I wanted her to have the cool cape. And now that she has the cool cape, now I'm like, you see how I'm like going over it with another orange or whatever? I started going over it because I really didn't like the orange color, and now I can't fix it. And this was after I found a tutorial on how to like pick some colors. But I really need to stop doing this willy-nilly stuff. It's really crazy. But Advenia, she is supposed to be kind of, I only got to role play with her a few times. She's very like stiff and tense, and she is very, for someone who's supposed to be non-judgmental, she's very judgmental, but she's actually a very talented artist. Because in my world, in Arrtx, the nuns of Solstice do this thing every year, right? It's to bring money to their abbey. And oh, by the way, you're gonna see me use like a weird painted color. That color is actually one of the Arrtx acrylic markers, the originals. Oh my god, the originals are so great. Like, let me tell you, I know, a lot of people have been seeing them everywhere. Like, yo, you need to get you some of these if you haven't. Okay, and I'm not saying that like I am not a pro artist. I'm an artist, okay, but I'm not like one of these like top tier, like, bruh, like I am on the top of my game and stuff. I'm like mid, okay. I'm mid. Please, if you like, I'm giving mid-tier artists and beginner artists. If you want some good markers, I'd suggest using these. A lot of the Arrtx stuff is really good and high quality, so I would not discount it whatsoever, and it's just super easy to use too. And I was able to find tons of tutorials on how to use them. That's how I colored some of my other stuff. I am done with my ADHD ramblings. Now anyway, Advenia was raising money for the abbey, and she had this idea that basically all of the nuns would go out and they would do artwork on public display, and people could come watch them, and they would be doing this in the inner city, which is like, if any of you guys have watched Attack on Titan, you know how they have the walls where Solstice, well, not Solstice, but Solaris, which is the capital of Solstice, has a inner city that has the Citadel and an outer city, right? So there is a wall between them. And because it's the only safe place that the nuns can be, they have their paintings done in public, and people can come watch them, and they will give them money, which is like, giving money to the poor kind of thing, so they can buy things for the abbey, or so they can afford things that they need. It's kind of a cute thing, but it's also kind of strange because they are blindly painting, and she's very good at blindly painting, and she paints a lot of, I would say, not abstract work, but try to think like impressionism. Like it's been so long since she has seen anything that she's essentially just painting her memories. That's kind of why I wanted gold to be in the motif, or marigold, because the way I was thinking, like, as you guys can see, that I'm like kind of painting over her little headpiece, which I haven't really decided if that's how I'm going to keep it, but for now it is. Because a lot of people say that like memories are precious, and I thought that, well, memories are like gold to us. So because I wouldn't really call her a sad character. She's very stern. She's like Kaitswa's foil, like her complete opposite. And because like Kaitswa has like hers is more blue silver and hers is more blue gold. And I thought that she would be a talented artist that's just drawing things that she remembers from before she decided that she would put on the mask. And that's what basically her life has been. And I know you guys saw me drawing the little white specks on the top of the gems. Those are also the Arrtx markers. It's the acrylic markers, like I said before. I'm like a fan of Arrtx. I know a lot of people say a lot of different stuff, but they're definitely my favorite go-to. And I just wanted to tell you guys, so I have so many art supplies that I have an abundance of them. And you know what I'm going to do? I know she doesn't know this, but for Christmas, because I got so many this Christmas season for videos and stuff, I'm going to give my husband's little sister, she's really young. She's like a preteen. I'm going to give her, she's just started her art journey, like completely just started like a few years ago. I'm going to give her like all of this stuff that I got for Christmas. She's going to be ecstatic. Because let me tell you, when it comes to like buying stuff for Christmas for artists, it's super hard because they all know what they need and what they want, and they can't just ask for it because people are like, oh my god, you need that, or it feels like you're just telling the person what they need versus like giving them what they need. And artists, you know, there's a few art supplies here that are really, really cool, and I know that like she would totally appreciate them because she has I gave her some Arrtx markers before. I had a few extra, no, not Arrtx, a different brand, and I gave her those because I didn't need them. And I find myself giving away stuff that I just don't need in general. And the great thing about Arrtx is that they gave me actually two marker books. You didn't see the other one, but they actually sent me two, so I'm going to keep this one. So because I don't really have that many alcohol marker paper, and I'm going to give the other one to my husband's little sister. If you're wondering what I was using for the inking process, because that's the last part that I go over, and if you want to know where I got that from Gret Slucky. I love watching her do all sorts of stuff, and she actually uses this process. I'm subscribed to her Patreon for that reason, because she has so many great tips. But anyway, I use the Staedtler fine liners. I have a package of them that I've had probably like a year and a half now, and I love using them for doing the last little final touches on top of your artwork, especially to make it pop. They come in enough colors that I can do the thing that I like to do with my digital art, which is I love to have the colored line art, but I wasn't sure how to do that, and I remembered that there was gel pens, and these are marker pens, but they're like skinny, you know, like they're like normal fine liners, but I didn't want black because black is just so strong. So I tend to use there's like a magenta and then like a dark red. I tend to use the darkish magenta, and then I also use the darkish red sometimes, and there's an orange that I used here too for the hair. And for the fingers, I use blue because that's actually what I needed, because I'll be honest, sometimes because of the way that I do this process, I can't see the lines after I've colored over them. And I know that if I were just to color in her fingers, I wouldn't be able to see the dark lines underneath, well, the red lines underneath the blue. It'd be completely impossible for me. So that's why I waited until the end to color them. I know I'm being extremely ADHD, but I think that based on, okay, when I started learning how to do art, I didn't realize how much like other things are important to art when you want to make good traditional art. So there's like doing the cross hatching and doing forms. It is super important if you're like planning on trying to do something good, because I kind of have an idea of where these lines are supposed to go to show form, but I don't actually know where, like how to make it more, give it more oomph. You know what I mean? I need more So I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. I think that's one of the things I probably need to work on for next year, is doing more sketches where I'm doing forms, because I see it all the time when people do studies and I'm like, oh, I could do that. But I never do it. I just skip over it like that. Anyway, now I am going back in with a bluish, purplish color to give some more form to the hand part, because I did use a reference for this, and you know it was a little bit hard because I had to redraw. I redrew this picture in like maybe 30 minutes. I just got the sketch together. I was like, all right, screw it, I got it, because I really needed to get this done. And I was like kind of messing around, but I'm using a dark purple to get this part finished. And I think I needed to go back over and maybe add a background, and that's why you see like this grayish color. And I don't know where I got the idea of using this like purpley gray. I just wanted something that was going to add a little background to it. I really don't like just to have the white background. I was gonna use another color and go over it, but I didn't really know what to add. I feel like I got to look over some other channels maybe and see what they're doing to see what I want to do. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I drew the hands pretty good in this one. I think I'm pretty good at drawing hands in general, but this time I think I really done it. I used some other methods to try to finish it because I was like feeling like I was drawing it bad, but I did pretty good this time. I think I did pretty good this time. And I thought, right after I was like trying to get finished with this, I was like a little bit frustrated because I felt like Advenia's hair needed a little bit more color, because I felt like her hair and her face were essentially the same color and I needed a little bit more. So I took another marker and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add more color to the under part. I didn't know what color I should use because I wanted to add pink, but then I had so many pinks, I didn't know which pink to use, because if you look near her cheeks, that blended really well, but it's not enough that you could denote how dark it was. And I didn't want to use hatch lines because then you can't see the strands of hair, right? So me doing what I usually do, I just wing it. And I was like, oh my God, why did I do this? And now I decided to paint it orange because I was like, oh, it'll look so good. And then it didn't. Like, the thing is like, I was like, you know what? I know what I'll do. I'll fix it. I'll make it all better. And you know what my plan to make it all better was? The plan was to like find a marker that could fix it by lightening it up. I thought maybe I can make it orange. I don't even know what color I should have used, but I ended up using white, and then I just, after you can see this just randomly changed now. I used a white, and then I used like one of the lighter colors that came with the Arrtx marker set. Okay, now I want to tell you guys about this. There's these expensive watercolors that are beautiful, beautiful. They're so beautiful. It's the Linchka, I don't even know how to say it, but they're beautiful. And I'm going to make a short so you guys can see them up close. I really tried here to make this the like little adding finishing touches because I thought it would be cool if it could glitter and gleam like a gem's supposed to. If you guys want to support me, or you guys want to buy Arrtx pastel colors, their alcohol markers are over on their website, so please go check them out. And I did want to be very upfront that I used multiple parts of their products, like their acrylic markers, some other markers I have, and I used a lot. I used as many of their pastel colors that I could. This is the week of Christmas, and I know everyone's getting ready to do their stuff, so I just wanted to appreciate you guys for being here and watching my videos and my content. Well, I didn't get to the 15K like I thought I would by the end of the year. I still appreciate that a lot of you guys tried to help me get there, and maybe in the next week, maybe something will happen and it'll just flip the switch and I'll get to 15K, but I'm pretty close, pretty close. To Arrtx for sending me stuff, And please subscribe to my channel. I try to put out as many videos as I can. And see you guys for the new year. Happy Christmas.